A good movie may have one outstanding and memorable scene, but a great movie creates and effectively combines multiple. What develops is something greater than the sum of its parts. In the case of How to Train Your Dragon, there are 3 scenes that are excellent in their own regard, but together, all 3 contribute to craft a cohesive and satisfying story. This is a coming-of-age adventure that writers can and should learn from. In these 3 scenes, the characters, as well as us the audience, learn about taking risks, building a new world, and putting skin in the game. These are lessons that build to the finale and elevate the entire movie. Let's look further into How to Train Your Dragon, and together we can note the true, the good, and the beautiful. Quickly, I'll bring up the top-notch music by John Powell. It would be close to a crime to ignore how important it is to the movie. I wish I could play more here, but as you may know, YouTube limits certain uses of media, especially music. But if you have seen the movie and heard the score, you understand how excellent it is. Thank you, John Powell. Now the best 3 scenes from How to Train Your Dragon. Let's go in chronological order, starting with Test Drive. We begin in Berk, the dragon-fearing village led by Stoic the Vast. Our protagonist, Hiccup, is raised to kill dragons like all children of Berk. However, his son is stoic, his skills leave much to be desired. Yet Hiccup seeks to prove himself to his father and townspeople in whatever way he can. Through creativity and clever engineering, he secretly captures a dreaded night fury. After Hiccup grounds the dragon, he mercifully decides to study the beast rather than slaughter him. This curiosity creates potential, and the two begin to erase preconceptions as they learn about and trust each other. From there, Hiccup tentatively befriends the dragon and even heals his wound. The first key scene in the movie is when this new friendship takes a genuine risk. Hiccup and Toothless climb to the sky for their first test flight. But first, a couple important questions as they relate to the moment. Who is Hiccup? He's a boy, unformed, weak, small, awkward and unconfident. He's finding his place in a world that doesn't know what to do with him. As son of a great man, he has the weight of expectations, but he has trouble placing one foot in front of the other. Compared to his father, he is almost nothing. But he is youth itself with untapped potential leading him forward. What is a dragon? A dragon is our most deadly predator. Technically, a dragon is a hybrid tree-cat-bird snake. That idea is from Jordan Peterson. True chaos and death, but with fire and flight also unique power. Taming the beast is Hiccup facing the unknown world and discovering new lands, a new life, a new world born free from death. Now let's return to the scene. Launching the test flight, Hiccup and Toothless take to the air. For Hiccup, new grounds are explored, new perspectives seen. The first taste of success is intoxicating. Like all of us, when we step outside of our comfort zone, it's the first song we learn to play on a guitar. It's the first yes to a date. Is this easy? No. Those first steps are difficult and dangerous. Something can and most likely will go wrong. If not in the first steps, most likely in the next. And this is where the scene becomes great. Instead of just instant success, there is struggle. There are growing pains. It takes courage to take a new path and look directly into the mysterious. It is fraught with danger, and Hiccup's anxiety rightly reflects it, even if he brought his cheat sheet to the real test. Like Hiccup, we may have a plan, and that's not inherently bad. We don't foolishly explore the unknown without a strategy. But as we step into this dangerous new world, we may need to cast that to the side, improvise and trust what got us there. As danger comes in the view, reality might hit us in the face. Move fast and we may survive. The difference between success and failure are a knife's edge. But when we emerge victorious, there is a feeling of true celebration and relief. We are now ready to move forward. After the success of this test flight, Hiccup and Toothless are sealed as a team born of two worlds, order and chaos, man and beast. This scene forges the bond that the rest of the movie, and really the whole trilogy, is built upon. Now a new world awaits, which takes us to our second scene, the romantic flight. Applying his new perspective, Hiccup begins to become the Dragon Master. His confidence impresses most, but this unorthodox approach leads to skepticism from Astrid, his peer and, at that moment, distant crush. She discovers his secret with Toothless and, in justified panic, attempts to escape, but in masculine confidence, Hiccup takes the lead and takes her up into the air. Who is Astrid? She is fierce beauty. She makes Hiccup see his flaws and shortcomings. She is the intimidating judge. What boy is in front of her compared to this woman? Her presence is not to put him down as many current strong females do, but instead call him forward and upward to something better, to fulfill his potential and perhaps become the man he is meant to be. To solve the puzzle she presents, she is the anima. Quick note, I am not referencing the Jungian anima, more the Magnificat anima, to magnify the soul, to bring new life, breath, or being. And she brings life to Hiccup that he would not have without her. Their flight is slightly different from the first we covered. Hiccup, although more competent this attempt, is still not fully in control, as Toothless teases and punishes Astrid for her sour attitude. Finally, it's her apology that shifts the mood. She had to shake off the prior misconceptions of what dragons are and can be. She has to see the potential in the chaos. And quickly, the fear and danger disappears. It shifts to pure wonder and beauty. Her eyes are now open to a new world, to the difference in who Hiccup now is, and trusts him as they begin their romantic flight. What is Hiccup saying to Astrid? I can go to the edges of what is possible, provide something that together we can create into something new, a new home or world full of possibilities, where the threats of the old world are gone and new potential exists. An upside-down world flipped right side up. We can do this, you and me. We now see our lives from an entirely different point of view. And this idea is not new. Extremely similar to Aladdin's New World, this message is essentially the same. Here's a scene that not only connects us to the characters, but helps us get invested in their journey. This is a call to adventure, not just as flawed, unformed individuals, but as a fuller, more complete couple. Hiccup by himself is not going to build a new world, a new Berk, nor is Astrid by herself, but they can achieve this together. And this journey with Astrid leads to our final favorite scene, Final Fall. Skipping ahead to the end of the movie, the Queen Dragon, a tyrannical monarch of dragons, is bringing destruction upon all who threaten her power. In the midst of battle with Astrid in dire trouble, Hiccup and Toothless rush to save her, and without a moment to spare, they succeed, rewarding Astrid's trust built from the romantic flight. In an act of pure anima, magnifying his courageous attributes, breathing life into Hiccup as he takes charge, Astrid emboldens Hiccup and Toothless with a simple yet meaningful go. The one-on-one battle begins, the tyranny of the old world versus the potential of the new. Outmatched in size and strength, our heroic team must rely on strategy, intelligence, and courage. Fighting with the cloud for cover, they are still harmed, and to defeat the Queen they must push risk to the limit. Like their test flight, the result is on a knife's edge. Unfortunately, with one misjudgment, it appears they took risk too far as they descend into the fiery destruction below. Beyond the exciting battle and superb animation and direction, it is the consequences of this battle that furthers the movie and its lessons. Recognizing the clash is over, Stoic fears he pushed his son too far. The warriors of Berk look on, recognizing Hiccup has made the ultimate sacrifice for them. This small boy, who they previously thought as weak and ineffectual, they see what Hiccup has done for them. He was willing to sacrifice himself to defend his village, his kin. Yet it was not the end, as Toothless protected him. That connection, made of man and beast, the known and unknown, survives. The new potential is victorious, but Hiccup doesn't survive unharmed. By losing his leg in this journey, Hiccup and Toothless are now bonded by similar wounds, connected in the suffering. The inside world of Berk, the outside world of dragons reconciled, and united in friendship, pain, and sacrifice. More on this in a moment. Hiccup's journey in the film is out into the disorder of the unknown world, not just for any reason. He has love for his family and village, he wills their good, and desires to bring something to the table. Yes, his journey is to go out and protect, but it is also to come home with something valuable. Like earlier in the film when the warriors go out to find the dragon's nest, they enter into the mysterious fog, desiring to bring home information and victory. They come home empty-handed, defeated, and thus visibly demoralized. A man desires to return back in victory, full of assets for their village. A few things a man may bring home, but it's not limited to this, are resources for life, the way of law, truth, and in consequence, scars and injuries. So what does Hiccup bring home? Hiccup brought home the truth about the dragons, the resources that this new partnership can provide, as well as the scars of the journey, the skin in the game. Let's talk about the truth. If you look for truth, you may find comfort. If you look for comfort, you will find despair. C.S. Lewis. Hiccup did not seek comfort or the normal pursuit of his village. The village was seeking this comfort in the form of peace or protection from the dragons. He sought a higher ideal, truth. He discovered that the dragons were not enemies but friends. He rightly prioritized his ideals, and because he went looking for the truth, he gets the comfort and peace that the village has been seeking for years. As long as you are so afraid of the truth, you will never be a man of sound judgment, a man of worth. St. Jose Maria Escriva. Truth is transformative, it's grounding and foundational, it's becoming a higher ideal which leads to what we need to be something better. It binds us to reality and helps us move forward in that reality. And the village could not move forward, potentially not survive, without this truth. Hiccup was not afraid of the truth nor the cost of seeking it, leading us to his scars. As previously said, this journey did come at a cost. With their injuries, Hiccup and Toothless are visibly bonded, but Hiccup also has an outward sign of his courage, leadership, and love to display to all of Berk. He did not place the risk and pain on others so that he may benefit, but rather he placed the risk and pain on himself so that all may benefit. As long as others see his leg or lack of it, they will not forget that self-sacrificial love, like in Christianity in the unforgettable sign of the cross. As Nassim Taleb wrote, "Love without sacrifice is theft." And Hiccup is no thief. He gives and does not take. He emerges with proof. Continuing with Taleb and a few excerpts from his concluding maxim in Skin in the Game, read the entire maxim in the book. Here are rules and wisdom that have been embodied by our characters in How to Train Your Dragon. There will be no friendship without trust, opinion without consequence, life without effort, love without sacrifice, power without fairness, values without embodiment, friendship without investment, virtue without risk, and most of all, nothing without skin in the game. At the end of the movie, Hiccup looks at his injured leg. He sees a reminder of his journey and what's in store for the future, for himself and for all. And he is prepared. His scar, these lessons will not leave him. Here the beauty of all three scenes is combined. We see the reconciliation of man and beast, the anima magnifying, the scars of battle, the reward of seeking truth, and its transformation on display for all. The adventure is just beginning. He has come of age. This is a story of a boy falling down and a young man standing back up.